How to cook rice? That's one of the most frequently asked questions that I got over the past few years. Rice is a staple in many parts of the world, and cooking rice is one of those basic skills that everyone should master. In today's video, I'll show you how to cook white rice on the stovetop that comes out perfect every time. I'll walk you through the entire process from start to finish. You'll learn how to wash rice, what aromatics to choose, what the rice-water ratio should be, and the exact method to cook rice on the stovetop. As usual, timestamps are below, use them if you need them. Now, let's get started. But first, what makes good rice anyway? Given the fact that each country of the world has its own food culture, it's only logical that the definition of what makes good rice varies from one region to another. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make non-sticky rice that is light and fluffy. All you need to cook rice is a conventional saucepan. I like to use a non-stick saucepan, but that's up to you. What's important is that you use a saucepan that has a fitting lid. As for the type of rice, I like to use basmati rice or jasmine rice. These varieties are very common and work wonderfully when making rice as a side dish or one-pot dish. To achieve that fluffy and non-sticky texture, it's important that we start off by washing our rice. To do so, place the rice in a large bowl. You could also use a colander instead, but I'm showing you the traditional way of washing rice in a bowl. Fill up with cold water and gently swirl. Swirling gently is important as to not to break the grains while washing them. You'll see that the water turns white. Drain the water, then fill it up again. Repeat this process 2 to 3 times until the water is relatively clear. By the way, some people soak their rice for 30 minutes before they proceed, but I generally skip this step. Simply wash it and you're good to go. Now let's have a quick look at our ingredients. To keep it simple, all you need is rice and water. By the way, I'll tell you more about the perfect rice-water ratio later in this video. With a few simple aromatics, you can truly level up your rice. Salt boosts the overall flavor of your rice and improves the texture. As a rule of thumb, you need 1 teaspoon of salt for each cup of rice. In metric measurements, this means 1 teaspoon of salt for 200 grams of rice. Adding oil, butter, or ghee makes for a delicious aroma and a smoother, fluffier texture. And last but not least, you can add a stock cube, chicken or vegetable stock, to enhance the flavor profile. It's optional, but it truly brings your rice to the next level. Note that if your stock cubes contain salt, you need to add less or no additional salt. Those are the basic 3 add-ons I recommend you add when making plain white rice. Of course, there are many more aromatics you could add if you want to turn your rice into a fragrant rice and serve it as a side dish. Today we'll be making plain white rice with the 3 aromatics I showed you earlier: salt, butter, and a stock cube. Let's move on to our stove. To make plain white rice, simply add all the ingredients in one go: rice, water, butter, salt, and a stock cube. I like to use hot water to bring it to a boil faster. Turn on your stove to medium heat and bring the water to a boil. As for the stock cube, it will dissolve as the water starts to boil, so you don't have to dissolve it in water beforehand. Now, what's important is that the water should be above the rice, so that the rice is fully submerged. After a couple of minutes, the water will start to boil. Let it boil for 1 to 2 minutes, still on medium heat and without the lid. The water level in the saucepan should drop slightly below the level of the rice. Once that's the case, reduce the heat to very low and add the lid to the saucepan. Simmer for about 12 minutes. Do not open the lid in between. Meanwhile, let me tell you a few words about the ideal rice-water ratio. Now, every type of rice requires a slightly different amount of water. As a rule of thumb, white long-grain rice such as basmati rice needs 1.5 cups of water for 1 cup of rice. In metric measurements, this means about 350 milliliters of water for 200 grams of rice. Although I use metric measurements in my daily cooking, I find it much easier to measure rice and water in cups. Let's get back to our stove. After about 12 minutes, turn off the stove and open the lid. Your rice is done when it's tender and all the water has been absorbed. To improve the texture, let it sit in a saucepan for another 5 minutes with the lid closed. Then fluff up the rice gently from the outside towards the inside. And it's ready to serve. Look how fluffy and light it has turned out. It smells absolutely delicious and will be a perfect match for any main dish, from stews, grilled vegetables to meat. If you learned something today, give this video a thumbs up and be sure to check out my playlist with the most delicious Middle Eastern rice recipes. I'll see you there. Bye!